Hi, this is Brian from Mingo Smart Factory. Today we're going to cover how to set up a scheduled downtime. A scheduled downtime is a downtime that happens at a certain time of day in a shift. So that could be lunches, breaks, end of shift cleaning, handoff meetings in the morning. So for example, if I want to set up lunch for 12 and I want it to be 30 minutes, we can automatically have the system drop into downtime at 12 for 30 minutes. So let's walk through how to do this. The very first thing you want to make sure is you have your downtime codes set up. So I'm going to go to administration, downtime codes, and then look here to see that I have lunch set up, and I do. And so when you do scheduled downtimes, we do suggest they start out planned, unless they're unplanned, but they wouldn't be on the schedule if that was the case. So normally they are planned. So we have that set up here. The next step in this process is to configure the actual scheduled break. So the way you do that is you navigate to shift calendars, so the next step in this process is to set up the actual scheduled downtime. And the way you do that is you go to the shift calendar, you pick the calendar that you want to edit. So I'm going to do main, and then pick the shift you want to add that on. So today's Friday the 14th. I'm going to double click on that, click edit series, and then go to scheduled downtime. So here I already have one. I added one for lunch. It starts at 1:20 p.m. Its duration is 3 minutes. The time here is in the facility's time zone. So if you happen to have plants across multiple time zones and they happen to have the same shift schedule, meaning they all start at like 7 a.m. and they end at 3, you can set up lunch once across all of those. So it'll start at 1:20 in Mountain Time Zone. It'll start at 1:20 in Eastern. It'll start at 1:20 in Central European Time, just however you have it set up. So right now it is 2:23 where I am, 2:23 p.m. So I'm going to change this to 2:25, and it's going to last for 3 minutes. So it's nice and short so that we can show that in the demo here. But that's now been saved, and it's saved across all of my shifts going forward for first shift. If you wanted it on second shift and third shift, if you have those, you would have to add that separately because it does have a different time. Okay, there happens to be one set up here already. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the operator screen, and we're going to wait till 2:25 comes along. So it'll be a couple minutes. And we'll see a banner up here pop up at 2:25. Okay, so there it is. Now it's triggered, and it will count down for 2 minutes and 40 seconds. 2 minutes and 40 seconds. We started it at 3. And when it reaches 0, it'll actually switch from planned to unplanned. We can see it here. You could even show the, if you wanted to see that it was downtime type here. It's planned. And then we'll see another one in 2 minutes, and it'll switch to unplanned. So now we'll time travel through the 2 minutes of planned lunch, and now it's switched to unplanned. And you can see it's red, and then the events log will update on its own, but we can force it. But so now we see that 3 minutes at planned, and now we're on unplanned. So that's how you use scheduled downtimes to trigger downtime automatically, and also have countdown timers so people know when they have to come back. What's really cool is once they come back, they can hit stop downtime, or when the machine starts up, a quantity can come through and it'll stop that downtime. So if I hit just quantity 1 here, it stopped that downtime. Happened to record a large quantity event, but that downtime has now been stopped. And then you can really easily report on how many times did people come back late for lunch, or even early from lunch. So you can see that here as well.